Summer has always been the hardest season for me to dress well, but still be cool and comfortable. For the past couple of years, I feel like I've really cracked the code for myself, and I've got a handful of new pieces to talk about today that I'm really excited about. We've got camp shirts, tons of linen, some loafers, some really great sneakers for boot guys. Let's get into it. First up, we've got a classic summer staple. This is the Flint and Tinder open weave camp collar shirt. What really sets this apart for me is the fabric itself. It's a cotton poly blend, but it's kind of a heavier weight fabric for summer. It's 178 GSM, so it's not super thin, but you have this really loose, breathable weave. You can almost see through it in the light. Makes it really nice and breathable in the hot weather, but it still drapes really well like a heavier fabric. Not a ton of other specific details to talk about here. It's a pretty straightforward camp shirt with that really loose weave. One thing that I do really appreciate though, it uses Carozzo nut buttons. If you watch all of these clothing videos I put out, you already are aware. Did a big deep dive on Carozzo nut buttons a while ago. They're known as vegetable ivory. They come from these large Carozzo nuts that fall off the tagua tree and then they're whittled down to this. It's 100% vegan. It's a little bit more sustainable because it can't be mass produced and farmed. They kind of fell out of fashion in the 1920s as plastic started to take over, unfortunately. Definitely happy with the fit here. It's a little bit boxier and flowier. I think it adds to that sort of casual summer style. I got a large. I'm usually between a medium and a large with Flint and Tinder stuff and most brands, to be honest. I'm very happy with the sizing, very happy with the quality and the fit and the look all around. Got some bleached denim up next. This is the Iron and Resin Tonopah shirt. I've been wanting a denim shirt for a number of years. This is actually my third button-up shirt from Iron and Resin over the years, and I'm continuously impressed with the quality. It's an 8.5 ounce, 100% cotton blend. This is the bleached version. They do have a darker indigo version as well. What really sold me on this shirt when I first saw it though is this custom embroidery. You have really great embroidery on the front and back yoke. It's this custom Southwest type of style. You know, Tonopah is from the Shoshone tribe, so it's probably influenced by that and just general Southwest design and style. I absolutely love it. I think it looks so good with this bleached denim too. All of the stitching and everything on here is immaculate. It has this really great broken in look and feel. It's super soft and comfortable. You know, Iron and Resin stuff tends to be a little bit of a slimmer cut. I always get a large and it fits me really well, almost like a medium in some brands, so make sure to take note of that. I did notice before recording this morning that the stock is really low on this specific shirt. They do have one called the Turner shirt that's a little bit of a heavier weight denim, and it doesn't have the embroidery, but otherwise a really similar look if you're after something like this. I can't recommend it enough. You know, style and quality are both a 10 out of 10 for me. Moving in some linen, next up we have the Relwen Slub linen work shirt. This is actually the second of this shirt that I own now. I had the natural linen version for the past couple of years. It is a real favorite of mine. This year I picked up one of the colors because they have like 5 or 6 different options right now, and I love this shirt. It's 80% linen, 20% cotton, 150 GSM, so kind of a light to mid weight. And even though it's lightweight linen, you have this classic work shirt style with the double chest pockets. That's what initially drew me to it. I've been really trying to translate my style from the cooler temperature weather into something that is more summer appropriate, and something like this is the exact answer for it. All the construction here is excellent. Like I said, I've owned one of these for a couple of years already, and this is just a brand new second one. Really happy with the quality. The fit here is excellent. With Relwen, I always get a medium, and it definitely fits snug, but not overly so. I'd say it's like a standard classic type of fit, but just really great quality. The linen makes it so breathable, and you still get that sort of work shirt type of aesthetic if that's something you're after. Can't recommend it enough. Really quick, I want to give a huge thank you to VAER for sponsoring this week's video and introduce you to their G2 Meridian GMT watch. If you're not already familiar with GMT watches, they're designed with an additional hour hand to be able to track a secondary time zone with the same watch complication. GMTs were popularized in the 1950s for pilots and business travelers. GMT actually stands for Greenwich Mean Time, which was set as the global reference time back in the 1800s when official time zones were set for the globe. Getting into some of the basics of the G2 though, it's fully assembled in the USA using a Swiss Ronda GMT quartz movement. The case is a 316L stainless steel with a 39mm case diameter, great for my smaller wrists. You have a single domed AR-coated sapphire crystal, an aluminum 24-hour bidirectional rotating GMT bezel, 40-month battery life with 150 meters of water resistance, and it's backed by VAER's 2-year waterproof guarantee down to the meter. Specs are one thing, but the design is where this thing really shines for me. It's such a timeless and classic look. You might remember from last year, I actually took a look at the Pepsi bezel variant of the G2. This is a brand new colorway with a green dial and bezel. The green really shines and catches the light in a super satisfying way. The watch face is simple and straightforward with the date complication at 6 o'clock. Lume is excellent too. I have it paired with VAER's premium steel bracelet like I have for my D5 Tropic. It's 20mm width and fully compatible with the rest of VAER's strap options too. Really nice and easy to swap it out for a completely different look. The G2 Meridian is a great entry price point into the world of GMT watches, and I love the American assembly too. Be sure to check the link in the description down below if you want to learn more, pick one up for yourself. Huge thanks again to VAER for sponsoring this week's video. Got a couple of pairs of shoes to talk about up next. First are the Crown Northampton Overstone Derby sneakers. These are the ultimate sneakers for boot guys, just through and through. They're 100% handmade by a company called Crown Northampton in England. It's a 5th generation family business. It was founded in 1908. Everything is made to order and of the highest quality, and I can definitely attest to that after testing these out the past couple of months. I'm not going to do a super crazy deep dive and take over this entire video, but just to go over some of the basic specs here. They're leather sneakers and they're made with Horween Natural Essex. This leather is supposed to be a patina monster. I've seen some photos of boots and things over the years. That's why I wanted to get it. It's not honestly my favorite look fresh out of the box, but as these wear, they will darken and it just looks so gorgeous when you see this leather with a bit more age on it. They have a lot of options from Horween, like this one here. They're based out of Chicago, but they work with a couple of other tanneries as well. So full leather upper, the outsole, you have the choice of white, black, or gum, and you can really tailor that around to a lot of different looks with the different leather options. They have a full white leather too. I almost did a full white type of sneaker because that's just such a clean look. On the interior too is fully lined with leather. You have the option of a foam insole that they provide, but they also give you just a straight leather insole if you'd prefer. These were pretty comfortable right out of the box. I actually appreciate the foam insole. I know some purists are kind of against that, but for a sneaker context like this, I thought it was really good and added to that initial comfort. You know, Horween leather takes a little bit of time to break in, and as that breaks in, it gets more and more comfortable. I might think about switching it out then, but I'm really happy with the comfort. The overall construction here is excellent. All the stitching is pristine. They're actually resolable too, which is great. So you could potentially have, you know, a lifetime sneaker if you want. Quality is excellent. The story behind the brand is excellent. These are going to look so good in the years to come. I'm definitely going to be posting more as I wear these and patina this excellent leather. To go with the sneakers, I also took the plunge on some loafers. These are the Astorflex Smartflex loafer. I'm a big fan of Astorflex. I have a pair of their Chelsea boots and they are constantly in the rotation for me. And so far I've been really impressed with the loafers as well. I know they're super popular. They have a traveler loafer that is usually the go-to, but I saw the Smartflex here with the braided leather and I just thought it was such a great look and I'm really happy I went with this one. Similar to Crown Northampton, Astorflex is also a multi-generational family business. They're based in Italy. All of their shoes and boots are made there as well. They were founded in 1820 and still hand make everything in Italy. I can attest to the quality from my boots the past couple of years as well. These are definitely no exception. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any other information online for what the details of the leather that they're using for the upper, but it definitely looks nice and has been holding up well over time. I think the fact that it's braided as well, it probably matters a little bit less if I'm being honest. It is, you know, full leather. On the interior, it's fully lined with a calfskin veg tan leather that looks and feels great. That's the same that they use in my Chelsea boots, and that's held up really well and is super soft and comfortable. The insole is actually made of memory foam, but it's topped with the veg tan calfskin leather, and you do have a leather outsole on here as well. These have been very comfortable aside from a little bit of heel tenderness, adjusting to no socks with my shoes. That's a new thing for me. Loafers is such a timeless and classic look for summer. You can kind of dress them up or down. You know, this would be great in some sort of like summer outdoor wedding type of situation, but you could also wear them, you know, as shorts and go to the beach. So super versatile look. They are pretty trendy right now too, which is a nice bonus, even though I like to focus on some more timeless pieces, which this absolutely is. The multi-year heavyweight t-shirt testing continues. This is the Iron and Resin Million Mile Tee. been around the channel for a while, you know I am always on the hunt for heavyweight t-shirts. I've been trying to test as many as possible. You know, sometime down the road, I'm probably going to do a big roundup video, but it just takes a long time of preparation, planning, and wear to really have a video like that makes sense. This instantly jumped up to the top of the list though as a favorite for me. It's made in the USA. It's a 9-ounce 100% cotton t-shirt, so really good and heavyweight. You have this really great texture from the knit for the cotton. I really love this fabric. It is soft and comfortable, but feels really durable and burly at the same time. It has a bound neck collar, so it's going to hold up against that sort of waffling thing that happens on cheaper t-shirts over time. You also have this really great chest pocket with the red stitched bar tacks. I think it's a great look. You know, it's garment dyed as well, so it kind of has a little bit more of that lived in type of feel. They dip the entire garment into the dye instead of just the fabric itself. Really can't speak highly enough of this. It's a bit of a slimmer fit again with the other iron and resin stuff. I got a large here, you know, so you might want to size up or adjust accordingly, but I really love this, and it's, you know, maybe at the very top #1, if not in my top 3 favorites of all time. Fans of the TV show The Bear and general apparel nerds are going to love this next one. We've got the Merz Schwanen Loopwheel t-shirt. Yes, this is the t-shirt worn by Carmy in The Bear. Quick side note before we get into this, I cannot wait for the new season. Huge fan of the show, and I'm really excited and looking forward to see how they wrap everything up for the final season 4. Getting back into the t-shirt though, this is the 215 midweight model. It's 100% organic cotton. It comes in at 7.2 ounces or 245 GSM, so definitely mid to heavy weight, not quite as heavy as the Million Mile Tee from Iron and Resin, but definitely not a thin t-shirt by any means. Merz Schwanen is based in Germany. Everything is made in Germany. They were actually founded back in 1911 and then recently brought back to life in 2011. What makes this one special, aside from its cameo in The Bear, is how it's constructed. This is a Loopwheel t-shirt. If you're not familiar, there are a billion videos out on YouTube about Loopwheel stuff that can explain it much better than I can, but just a really quick breakdown. Essentially, it's called Loopwheel because the fabric is constructed in a loop. So there's no tension on it when it's being made. It makes for a really interesting shape and feel. It's a very slow and intensive process. There are only 2 factories in the world that can do it. You know, it kind of fell out of fashion a long time ago to, you know, more modern types of construction, but it's had a bit of a resurgence in the past 10-20 years, presumably from people like me who are excited about it. All of the jargon and the Loopwheel stuff aside, essentially what it leaves you with is a very soft t-shirt that is also very strong. The lack of tension during the construction just has it drape in a really unique type of way. It's also just this really incredible texture. I'll get some close-ups for the B-roll so you can all see it. Really happy with the quality here overall, though. This is their classic fit. It's a little bit boxier and a little bit shorter. The sizing is very different for us Americans, though. I got an XL and it fits like a medium for me. I probably could have went up to a 2X to be honest, but this definitely fits and is not a problem. The fabric looks great and is super comfortable, though. The overall t-shirt is very comfortable. You have little triangle gusset inserts under the arms, so it adds to that sort of tube shape where it's not going to pull anywhere uncomfortable. Really happy with this. You're definitely paying a premium for the Loopwheel stuff, but it's more of a nerdy type of thing, or if you're a really huge fan of the Bear. But you know, clothing nerds can really appreciate this. I don't know if it's necessarily worth the additional cost, aside from the cool story behind how they're made. Possibly the biggest deviation from my typical style is the Flint and Tinder linen Ripstop mill pant. This is the sort of natural undyed linen version of this. I never thought I would be getting these types of pants, but like I said, I've been leaning into those summer fits. I've been so happy I did. These pants are excellent though. I've actually had the regular, you know, heavyweight cotton mill pants from Flint and Tinder for a number of years. They are one of my favorites. They're a little bit of a higher rise and a little bit of a heavier weight. They fit so well for me. And I'm happy to report that these fit in the same way with the higher rise and just the way everything lays, but just in a much thinner cotton linen blend. So it's 67% cotton, 33% linen, and as the name suggests, it is actually a ripstop type of fabric. They They are super thin and super breathable. I've worn them on a number of hot and sunny days here, and it has been excellent. They're actually structured like a work pant. You have a reinforced double knee here. I think it adds to the look. Again, it's similar to the Relwen Slub linen work shirt. You know, it's sort of the heavyweight fabrics I'm used to the other 3 seasons of the year, but kind of translated into a better summer fabric. They're not overly wide or baggy. It's a pretty classic straight fit. I think it strikes a perfect balance. If you've been looking for something with a bit of a higher rise too, these are excellent. I have a really high waistline, so I've been trying to find higher rise pants for a while. These just fit like a dream. They're super breezy. You know, white linen is definitely a big push for me, but I'm really happy I did it. Got some shorts up next. These are the Flint and Tinder cotton linen drawstring shorts. Real classic staple for summer. I'm a huge fan of drawstring shorts as well. I don't know why it's not more normalized on regular pants for the rest of the year, but I just love having some drawstring shorts to wear around in the summertime. They are just immensely comfortable. These are definitely excellent. Otherwise, though, the fabric itself, it's a cotton linen blend. It's 70% cotton, 30% linen. You have a 7-inch inseam, which is a real sweet spot for me. I think 5 inches is just a bit too short. You know, I have very long legs for my height. 9 inches is way too long though. 7 is a great sweet spot. They're garment dyed as well, similar to a few of the other pieces we talked about. So instead of dyeing the fabric before it's made, they take the entire garment, dip it down and dye it. So it gives it just a little bit more variance and a little bit more of that sort of worn in, lived in type of look. I love that. The texture on the linen feels great. They're super comfortable. Very straightforward shorts here. I've been wearing these with the camp shirt and the loafers. Real classic summer fit. You have 2 front pockets and 2 back pockets, both with buttons. Really nice touch. I know some people look for that as a deal breaker. If you're looking to make the jump to linen or need some just super straightforward shorts for summer, these are great. I would also recommend the pressure drop cord shorts from Howler Brothers. I talked about those last year. I'm not sure if they make them still, but those are excellent. These 2 are my favorite go-tos right now. On that note, though, that is the end of the list. I had a couple of other things I wanted to talk about. I had planned to take this in a whole other direction, you know, talking some like old money White Lotus type of style, but unfortunately I had a couple of things fall through. Really happy with everything we talked about though, and it probably made for a little bit more of a reasonable length video. I'd love to hear what you're wearing this summer, what types of apparel and clothing videos you might want to see from me in the future. I always appreciate all of you that watch and comment on these. It's a much smaller crowd than my normal videos, but you all seem to enjoy it as much as I do. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one.